got you surrounded, Faith. Get yourself into the storm drain.
Mirror's Edge is truly a new type of first-person game. So, how did it come about?
Mirror's Edge originated, it's really kind of a concept. We'd been doing Battlefield for years, and first person, and really everybody just kind of wanted to try something new.
How could anybody get bored of this?
Prototyping for Mirror's Edge and kind of getting that first person feel right took a long time, and it was a white room. We started off in this white room, and we just had a very ugly character to kind of start off with. But the entire idea of just starting the movement and getting running and the building up of speed was kind of the very first thing. It wasn't a jump, it wasn't anything else. It was, how do we get this to feel like it belongs to your body?
Simple in that it was like a grey box world, but it was quite, it was nicely animated, it was quite slick and fluid, and we were really pleased with it. Thinking, okay, so if we can make it look like that, and this prototype we've built here, where it looks very kind of clunky and, a wall run was sticking to the wall and just sliding along it, but we've got the mechanics working, we think we can figure out how to get all of the animation systems working together. I think we've got something that could be really, really cool here.
And for your viewing pleasure, here is the White Room concept video. You can see why the guys started to get excited. But one last question though, was first person the right choice?
I think really it brings you kind of much more visceral, impactful. When you're making that leap from, from one building to the other, you're not this detached camera looking at a character doing this and going, ooh, that must have hurt that character. You're looking at it, and when you hit the edge, that's you hitting the edge, and that's your hands on the edge, or that's you pumping your arms as you run faster. So really first person brings a much more visceral and impactful kind of experience to the game than a third person would, I think.
For something a bit more sort of faster and snappier and more immediate, we did the time trial.
So time trial is the extra game mode that you get in Mirror's Edge.
This is both about what types of moves you do, but also what types of routes you take.
So you basically have a short bite-sized stretch that's maybe 1 minute long.
We sort of pulled out all of our favourite stretches and parts of the game. We stripped them of story and enemy combat and just made them purely about speed and movement and skill.
And then you race and get the fastest time that you can, and then it's uploaded to an online leaderboard, and you can compare your scores with other players, and then you can download also, for example, the best player in the world, the fastest time on a specific stretch. And you will actually see the ghost of that player running around, so you can see how we actually got that time.
That's proved to be really, really addictive.
You'll probably see a lot of people watching other people's ghosts to see what directions they do and how they do things.
Most of the time it's sort of a combined effort as well, that one player, he figured out how to do a specific section of the map faster, and another player figured out a different section, and then it's about combining all those and taking the best route through the entire course and getting the best time.
Okay, so let's show you how it works. We asked Tom to take one of the time trials twice. First off, he played it like a sleepy slug. Go on, chase that ghost.
The real beauty in time trial mode is finding all of the things that we've added in there, all of the faster routes and quicker ways of doing things. You can see a ghost disappearing off ahead of me. Now the ghosts you're seeing there are basically other players. It could be you racing yourself, trying to beat your own time. So I'm going to vault up here. But it could also be you racing your friend's ghost that you've downloaded, or even the ghost of the best player in the world. And finally, we come to the end. So we keep the stretches pretty short and sweet. The reason for this is it's quick to replay, it's quick to test out different things, different ways of moving, different ideas. If I try again, and this time see if I can give the ghost a run for its money by taking a fast route. Rather than taking the more obvious routes where there are things like ramps, we can use things like the wall here to find quicker, faster routes to take us there more directly. Oh no, heavy landing. I think I'm still ahead of the ghost though. Up here, there's quite a lot of different ways that you can use to bypass the slower routes. Again, like whereas I vaulted up on here before, this time I'm just going to wall run up, do a little jump. And there we go. I think I've beaten my ghost, but I've still only got 2-star rating. So for every single map, there are different qualifying times, and 3 stars is the sort of maximum per map. 3-star times and some of the final levels are really difficult.
Maybe for someone like you, Tom, but for us they're simple, frankly. Yep, 23 of these levels will keep you entertained and make up for the fact there's no traditional multiplayer. So, that was Mirror's Edge, a game with one of the more intriguing stories of recent times. But more than that, it's what you're looking at here. Surely a new way of presenting the first-person video game. Provided you're not sick, that is. This could well become the new Assassin's Creed. No, we don't mean slightly disappointing. We mean an original game in an original frame. Just like about everybody else these days, DICE are being very protective about their plot, and we'd like to see more details emerge before we make a decision. But whatever we decide, it sure is pretty. We'll leave you with a little chase. Oh, and never trust a helicopter. Tully, bye.
I'm finding you a way out.